Hi guys, it is Jordan here from It's Game, and today I have something super exciting for you guys, and that is, if you couldn't tell by the title, the best gaming laptop for under £500. Now, the reason that I found this laptop and the reason it all came about is, I'll just give you a bit of a story about it, is that I needed a laptop that I could take for studying, but I also wanted it something like I could play games on and stuff like that. So if I ever went round like my friends' houses or anything like that, it would just be so much easier to transport than my desktop to like go play games with my friends and stuff like that. So I went out and looked. I looked in computer stores, I looked online, and it was really difficult finding a laptop with the spec that I wanted for under £500, because I wanted a laptop under £500 because obviously I'm going to be taking it out, and I really wouldn't want an expensive laptop in case it just got stolen or damaged or anything like that. So I was looking around the market, couldn't really find anything until I saw this. And what it is the Acer Aspire 5750G. Now you're probably thinking, oh dear, that's not very good. Acer's a budget company which just make quite plasticky, cheap netbooks. Not netbooks, sorry, laptops and notebooks. Well, they also make netbooks as well, but this is a laptop. And what it is it's a 15.6-inch laptop. It's got all the spec that you could ever require for gaming. Obviously, you're not going to be able to run games such as Arma 2 and Battlefield 3 on ultra settings and everything like that, but for the size of the screen, which is a 1366 by 768 16 by 9 screen, it is perfectly fine, and it will run anything you want on at least medium settings, and most games will be running on high. So yeah, so I just wanted to take the moment to say that the gameplay you're seeing in the background of this video has actually been taken from the laptop itself. I recorded it about an hour ago, and if it seems a bit jumpy in places, and if the FPS does drop slightly, and you can see the FPS in the top right hand corner, if it does drop suddenly or anything like that, that's just because of the fact that I haven't got a hard drive for recording to on this laptop yet. So it's actually recording on the internal hard drive, which has got all my operating system and my games stored on, so the FPS will drop at some points to quite unacceptable levels, if I'm honest. And I just wanted to let you guys know that if you're not recording, or if you are recording to an external drive which hasn't got your operating system on, it is perfectly fine, and you'll be getting at least, well, in Battlefield 3 on medium and a couple of low settings, I get 40 to 50 frames per second consistently, and I don't drop below 30 at any point whatsoever. But anyway, I'll just move on to more like the specs of the laptop and stuff like that. So as I said before, the screen is a 1366 by 768 screen. It's a 16 by 9 resolution aspect ratio, sorry, and it's, for the size of the screen, because it's a 15.6-inch laptop, it is a perfectly fine resolution. All the games look nice, sharp, and it's actually quite a good quality screen. It's got a good bright black light. There's a bit of a tongue twister there, and yeah, you can use it. It's not too brilliant in direct sunlight because it is a glossy screen, but other than that, it is a perfectly acceptable screen, especially for the price. So obviously the main thing which you're going to want to know about, being as you have obviously come to this because you want to know about it for gaming, is the graphics card. Now the graphics card in this is the Nvidia GeForce GT 540M, and it's the 1GB GDDR5 version, which has got all the super awesome Nvidia technologies such as CUDA. It's also got Optimus, which is really good for extending your battery life and giving you performance when you need it. And if you're just running all your games at your native resolution of 1366 by 768, it will not have any problems whatsoever. On some more demanding titles like Battlefield 3, as you can see now, I am running it on medium settings, and to be honest, it looks perfectly fine. It looks a lot better than what you get on a console, and that's not, well, it's not just all that matters, but you know what I mean. It's perfectly fine. Now the CPU in this laptop is the Intel Core i3-2310M. Now obviously it's not the most powerful laptop CPU you can get, but it has ample processing power for most of the games today, because most of the games today don't actually require too much processing power. When I'm playing Battlefield 3 and I'm not recording, it's only using about 60% of the CPU, so it's not it's not going to run out anytime soon. The only time I have had the CPU limit the performance at all is if I'm playing Metro 2033 and I'm in a place with like lots of people and stuff like that. It does struggle a bit with scenes like that, but other than that, it's perfectly fine. Next, I'm going to move on to the RAM. So this laptop has 6 GB of RAM, which is awesome. It means you can have hundreds of tabs open and Photoshop and After Effects, and it will not suffer any slowdowns whatsoever. It also means in Battlefield 3 that you exceed the recommended RAM requirements, which means that after you exit a game you won't get sluggish performance from your PC, as it just clears all the RAM out and everything. Now another thing you might want to know about is the hard drive. Now in this hard drive it's got a Western Digital Scorpio Blue 640 gig hard drive. This is a 7200 RPM drive, so it's not quite SSD speeds, but it is really rather fast. It boots up in about a minute, well under a minute most times, but as obviously the more things you install, the more startup programs you have, the slower it boots up and stuff like that. But other than that, it's a perfectly fine hard drive, and if you wanted to, you could probably upgrade it to a terabyte or an SSD, depending on what you're going for, whether you're going for more storage or more speed. So I'm now going to go on to about the ports of the laptop. So it's got 2 USB 2.0s, 1 USB 3, which is obviously what I'm going to plug an external hard drive into for recording on this laptop. So I'll just get the extra write speed and stuff like that. It's got a HDMI port, a VGA port, it's got a headphone and a microphone jack. And a good thing about the headphone jack is it actually supports like Apple headphones, which have got the microphone built in, so you don't have to buy like a separate mic if you've got them built into your like headphones with a mic built in. So that's also really good. It's got a gigabit Ethernet port. It's also got a DVD dual layer rewriter, which is always a good thing on a laptop, especially if you're burning lots of like videos onto discs and stuff like that. And then it's also got a HD webcam and microphone in the top of the laptop, which is really crystal clear. I'm not gonna lie, it's really good high quality webcam. Now the build quality, obviously with Acer being a bit of a budget brand, you'd think would be pretty shoddy, but actually it feels really solid. If you listen, I'm shaking it around at the moment, and the only thing you can hear is the battery, which is slightly rattling, but it's nothing too bad, and it's really gonna be perfectly fine for I'm not afraid to just sling it in my backpack and walk out the door. I'm not afraid that it's gonna get broken if I knock it against a wall or anything like that, so neither should you. And I just mentioned the battery earlier, and this battery in this laptop will give you, if you have it on the power saver plan, you're not playing any games or anything, it will give you about 5 hours of internet browsing. That's about the average I get. And then to charge up it just takes 2.5 hours, so it's really good for the battery life. It's really good if you're doing like a lot of work out of home and stuff like that and you haven't got immediate access to power. And yeah, it's just an all-round quite a brilliant laptop. If you're looking to upgrade the laptop, it actually has 4 RAM ports, which means you can put up to a total of about 16 gigabytes in of RAM. I'm not sure about laptop memory whether you can get 4 gig modules, but I'm pretty sure you can. So you should be able to get 16 gig of RAM in if you really think you need it. It's got 1 hard drive base. You can either upgrade to an SSD or a terabyte hard drive. I think Western Digital or Seagate, I can't remember which one, actually has a 3 terabyte hard drive you can buy. So you can put that in and just have masses of storage on this thing. Considering it is a gaming laptop, it is really rather quiet. When I'm gaming, the fan does not interrupt the gameplay, even if I'm playing with it on speakers on minimum volume. It's just really quiet laptop, especially if you keep it on a hard surface so it's well ventilated, or if you have like a cooling pad or something like that for your laptop. It is an absolute star, because my gaming computer at the moment is really quite noisy, and I think that's mainly due down to the fan in my graphics card. But so when I first turned this on and started playing Battlefield 3, I was just amazed at how quiet this was. I think that is all for this review. Well, it's not really a review, it's more of an announcement. Just so you know, I really would recommend, if you're wanting to get into PC gaming, or if you already are into PC gaming, you just want something which is a bit more portable, and just is going to you'll be able to take it on the road, do work on it as well. This is perfectly capable of like editing video and stuff like that on the processor, even though it is what people would consider a low-end processor. It is absolutely fine. So thank you for listening and watching this. I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you want to see more gameplay videos from me, some gaming commentaries, stuff like that, if you want to ask any questions about the laptop, then you can just drop me a comment. And other than that, just please subscribe, rate and comment if you thought this was helpful. If you want to see more, then if you subscribe, I'll be putting out a lot more content and stuff like that. So thank you and goodbye.